COVID-19 marshals responsible for sensitization and enforcement of coronavirus protection protocols in Kano commence work in earnest. Good afternoon. Welcome to Panorama. I am Ruth Aguela. Let's begin with legislative affairs. The confirmation of new service chiefs, consideration of the Electoral Act Amendment Bill and the Petroleum Industrial Bill will be among the immediate preoccupation of the National Assembly when it reconvenes on Tuesday, 9th of February 2021. President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, stated this during an interaction with State House and Senate correspondents. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Onkwo brings us that report.
Plenary in both chambers of the National Assembly on Monday, 21st December 2020 was the last for the year, and the passage of the 2021 appropriation bill was the reason for the special sessions. 6 weeks after, the legislators are expected back to the chambers. Confirmation of the newly appointed service chiefs and some bills have been scheduled for immediate consideration. This includes a constitutional amendment, Electoral Act amendment, and the petroleum industry bills.
To pass the various provisions or bills for the alteration of the various provisions of the Constitution.
The PIB, that the Petroleum Industry Bill, we are committed to passing it this year. We are going to find a mixture of obeying non-pharmaceutical control of the virus, social distance, the use of masks, caution. All of these will implement by 100%.
The Petroleum Industry Bill, conceived during the Olusegun Obasanjo administration in 2000, which has the potential to reform Nigeria's oil and gas sector, open up the industry, attract investors, and give adequate attention to host communities, has struggled to see the light of the day for more than a decade. Its courtship with the 6th Assembly did not go beyond second reading. The 7th Assembly passed it late into the Goodluck Jonathan administration and was not assented to, while the 8th Assembly broke the bill into 4 versions and passed the governance version, but did not receive presidential assent as well due to some critical observations made by the executive.
I'm very, very optimistic this will pass this time. That's the advantage of collaborating with the executive with mutual respect. You can do a lot more for citizens.
The corrections having been effected, the 9th Assembly is poised against all odds to break the jinx and pass the bill into law, as it has passed second reading at the moment and has also been subjected to public hearing.
We will pass the PIB, but we will ensure that businesses here get a very competitive environment, that they are able to make profits and stay and even invest more.
There is a need to quickly pass the PIB within the window of 30 years that we have before the world goes away from hydrocarbons to renewables.
The enactment of the Petroleum Industry Bill into law is long overdue. It has seen Nigeria incur losses from regulatory uncertainties in the sector, with some individuals and companies taking advantage of the legal loopholes. Ignatius Onkwo, NTA News.
A look at transportation ahead of the flag-off of the groundbreaking ceremony for the Kano-Maradi rail line project. We hear construction work has started at one of the communities in Katsina State where the rail line will pass through. Oina Kaloka reports.
This is Kwarintama, a remote village of majorly farmers in Katsina local government, Katsina State. It is one of the villages that the line for the Kano-Maradi railway project will pass through. With equipment rolled out, the quiet village is now busy with activities. For the locals, they watch with keen excitement and hope. We are very happy about this project. This is development for us.
To shine muna jin daɗi abin alfahari ne a gare mu.
This project will be of benefit to us, our children and grandchildren. The Kano Maradi Railway project, passing through 3 states of Kano, Jigawa, Katsina, Maradi in Niger Republic, is designed to pass close to major cities, towns and villages without dividing them. Oyinaya Kalo Oka, NTA News.
Meanwhile, traders along the corridor of the Kano-Maradi rail line continue to speak on the economic value of the project initiated by the Nigerian and Niger Republic to facilitate trading activities. Once again, let's hear again from Oyinaya Kaloka.
Mayor John is a spare part dealer who has been in the business for more than 15 years. Same with Abbas Sani, a trader in grains at the central markets in Katsina. Both traders have one thing in common: to make profits, but facilitating the movement of their products from one state to another and neighboring countries has been a Herculean task.
A truck that will bring you a goods from Lagos to here will pay more than less than 500,000. It's too expensive. So it makes the goods now to be more expensive here. Allah, it's very too cost. It's too expensive. Even the bag of oil is supposed to buy it at last 1,500 per bag. From Maradi to here, 1,500 by each bag.
With the coming of the railway project, traders like Mayo and Abbas are optimistic that it will change the narrative.
It will help us to bring in our goods. I think if the coming of this railway, the come must come too easy for us.
This is an advancement for us. It will help us in transporting goods as the roads are bad. The Kano-Maradi rail line project is expected to facilitate public transportation and to stimulate the development of agricultural economy and manufacturing industries along the corridor. Oyinaya Kalo Oka, NTA News.
Let's turn to the judiciary. Justice Inyang Eko of the Federal High Court Abuja has made an order prohibiting the federal government through the EFCC or any of its agents from retrying Kalu for the same offense. He was found guilty and convicted. Justice Eko stayed the retrial while delivering rule on an application filed by the former Abia State Governor seeking the leave of court to file a motion against his retrial for alleged fraud committed when he served as governor of Abia State between 1999 to 2007. Kalu, in the application against his retrial by the EFCC, claimed his retrial will amount to double jeopardy if allowed to go on. Justice Inyang Eko of the Federal High Court Abuja temporarily halted the retrial of the former Abia State Governor on alleged 7.1 billion naira corruption charges, held that the application of Kalu is meritorious and subsequently granted him leave to challenge his retrial. Kano State Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje has assured the leadership of the All Progressives Congress of adequate mobilization for massive participation of Kano people in the ongoing membership revalidation and registration exercise. He gave the assurance during the flag off of the exercise at Ganduje village in Kano State. Abdullahi Mustafa has details.
This formally marks the commencement of APC membership revalidation exercise in Kano State. Governor Ganduje's participation at his polling unit was witnessed by party leaders and key stakeholders. Its conduct in a ceremonial way is to encourage massive participation of members and registration of new ones. This, the governor assured, is a task that will be accomplished under his leadership.
Here in Kano State, we, the most popular state in Nigeria, the biggest democracy in Nigeria, we are expected to produce the largest number of APC followers.
Assurance of support towards successful conduct of the exercise was given by key stakeholders, including the majority leader of the House of Representatives, Alhassan Adodogwa, senators and party leaders. Chairman of the Membership Revalidation Committee, Kabiru Ibrahim Matazu, expressed satisfaction with preparations made by Kano State chapter of the APC for the exercise. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
Internally displaced women of the new Kuchingoro camp in the Federal Capital Territory are making efforts for self-empowerment with fundraising to achieve their target. Against all odds, with a heart of gratitude for the gift of life, these internally displaced women have found strength in uniting to make their lives more meaningful. Mothers, sisters and daughters gather under the umbrella of IDP Women Togetherness Association to raise funds to meet their vision of ensuring that no family, women or children die from any preventable disease, childbirth and malnutrition.
One of our colleagues, a woman, died at birth because there is no any stranger that come to the camp on that time to assist, to took her to the hospital. And all of us, before we don't have this organization, and we lost that woman at birth. This one make us to cooperate. That is the reason we are needing support today.
Gaskiya zaman mu ba ma bambanci tsakaninmu da musulmi da kristan duka ɗaya ne. Duk abin da ya faru da juna duk muna tashi mu taimaka wa junanmu.
Highly impressed with their way those women put them, so that at least other camps they will follow their step. Whatever that is available, we will give and support them.
Excitedly, they display their cultural heritage in celebration of their progress. But beyond this gathering, a better tomorrow with the necessary support, they say, is their hope, so that their children will grow in good health. Drama ensued at the sitting of the Lagos State Judicial Panel on restitution for victims of this bandit SARS and other related matters as the panel split into two over the ruling granting Lekki's concession company's application to take over possession of the Lekki Tollgate Plaza. 5 members were in support of the ruling, while 5 others stood against it. Hingino John Adams reports.
Application by the Lekki Concession Company to take back the Lekki Tollgate Plaza was granted by the panel, but with a little dramatic turn of events. 5 members of the panel, led by the chairman, Justice Doris Okuobi retired, sat over the application of LCC to repossess the Lekki Tollgate Plaza and listened to submissions from the LCC, Lagos State Government and NSAS protesters' councils. The 4 other members of the panel abstained from sitting. After listening to arguments, Justice Okuobi, in her ruling, granted the application.
No party has shown any further need to investigate there, and to say evidence of the witness not yet called must be awaited before giving opportunity to LCC to take over a toll plaza will be cloistered justice, not taking in the best interest of all the parties.
After ruling, the 4 dissenting panel members emerged from the inner chamber to read their judgment on the matter.
The 4 members who absented themselves believe and hold firmly that this panel must convey its holistic and credible decisions on events and not its majority decisions only.
Their action were disputed by Counsel for LCC and Counsel for Lagos State Government. The breach in proceedings led to adjournment of all other cases scheduled for the day. In Lagos, Hingino John Adams, NTA News.
A break is next for us. We're back. Stay tuned.
The Council of Our Fathers.
I will urge and advise our younger generation to use talent and brain to sort out problems, not arms.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation.
My advice to these young people is please do not take us back to those harrowing days. You probably do not know what it is.
I believe we have fought one civil war too many in this country. So those who experience it will run away from it.
Nigerian youths, Let's build our nation together.
Thanks for staying tuned. The prelate emeritus of the Methodist Church, Nigeria, Sunday Bank, has warned Nigerian youths against indulging in cult activities. The elder statesman emphasized that the Christian community in Akwa Ibom State will no longer tolerate any public office holder who choose the path of cultism. He was speaking at an exclusive prayer summit with members of the National Assembly from Akwa Ibom State. Clement Baruki reports.
Indeed, when all human knowledge fails, it is then that God shows his supremacy. Prelate Emeritus of Methodist Church Nigeria, Sunday Mbang, believes there is hope in sight for Nigeria's economy and advised public office holders against act inimical to the will of God.
Anybody who is in cults, who does diabolic things, the Christian community will not allow him become governor of the state. We will not even allow them become senators. We want people who are clean hearts, pure hearts, not corrupt, not cultists, and so on, to rule us.
As we make our plans, whether in business, politics, personal life, we must do so with the correct view of who is finally and ultimately in charge.
It is the Lord that has kept us till this hour. And all of us, we are grateful to God for keeping us here.
The prayer summit featured prayers from members of the National Assembly, the federal and state governments, as well as others in position of trust. In Uyo, Clement Barikui, NTA News.
Let's bring you latest update on COVID-19. New figures by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control indicates that 506 new COVID-19 infections have been recorded in Nigeria in the last 24 hours. Nigeria caseload stood at 159,748. Now, the breakdown of the NCDC shows that the new infections occurred in 19 states and the FCT. Ondo State recorded the highest of 90, Kwara 89, Rivers 53, Borno 45, Gombe 32, FCT 28, Imo 26, Ogun 25, while Lagos recorded a drastic drop to 22 cases. Kaduna and Kano have 14 cases each, Edo 13, Osun 11, Cross River 10, Yobe 9, Ekiti 7, Kebbi and Nasarawa 6 cases each, Oyo 5 and Jigawa 1 case. There are 26,223 active cases nationwide. 113,525 of Nigeria's total confirmed cases have been discharged, while the death toll is now 1,667. The 2,000 COVID-19 marshals saddled with the responsibility of sensitizing people and enforcement of coronavirus protection protocols in Kano have begun in earnest. Now, this followed spike in a number of cases and deaths due to the deadly virus in the state and how the public are downplaying the severity of the second wave. Fatima Sanusi Karai reports that mobile courts have been set up to adjudicate on any protocol violations.
I believe Corona will not come anywhere close to me.
Indeed, the statistics of the new confirmed cases of novel coronavirus in Kano State showed that the deadly virus is back and the public are taking it light. Experts, however, believe the current wave is 3 times higher and fatal than it was in the past. To make the situation more worrisome, many residents in the city live in denial with society trust deficit. It is on account of this that the state government resorted to the establishment of COVID-19 marshals who began sensitizing and educating public on the prevalence of the virus, going round with sanitizers and handing out face masks to people on major roads, house to house, and markets. This is the right thing to do. Wear your masks.
It's really good now because it's really serious for COVID-19, so we have to be careful.
In the same vein, Kano State Chief Judge Justice Noor Segir Omar has inaugurated 21 face mask mobile courts who are given the powers to adjudicate on any violations of wearing of masks in the state. The mobile court swung into action with the help of other security agencies, where 25 persons were arrested. They will have to pay a fine of 5,000 naira or face 6 months imprisonment, with the hope that this woman will come to believe coronavirus does not discriminate. In Kano, Fatima Sanusi Karai, NTA News.
The need for swift implementation of the National Livestock Transformation Plan to curb incessant farmers' headers conflict has re-echoed on NTA's Good Morning Nigeria, while guests on the program advocated public enlightenment and greater sensitization of pastoralists to patronize grazing reserves and disease from encroaching on farmlands. Lydia Sampson has more.
Development is critical to the nation's economic value chains and food security. Ironically, conflicts between pastoralists and farmers have continued to linger, contributing to security challenges in the country. The 10-year Livestock Transformation Program was developed in 2019 to address the situation, but COVID-19 pandemic took a toll on implementation.
We lost almost the whole of 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic, because the National Livestock Transformation Plan requires a close-knitted working between the federal government and the subnationals, that's the states. But not all hope has been lost. A lot of work has been done.
The guest, however, advocated harvesting of low-hanging fruits and intensive engagements to using feasible implementation structure.
And what we have done is really not to talk about this talk about putting in framework and all of this. We just went straight, and today, what you have in Bopi Grazing Reserve is available pasture and water. And basically, this is what pastoralists require. And of course, they begin to see the practical reality of settling down because they have easy access to pasture.
Based on soil, based on demography, based on the number of people that are there, let us know. And then this is what I am committing. Let Nasarawa commit itself, Plateau will commit, Kwara, Benue, and all the rest, let them commit themselves. But we will continue to sit down in this place and be running round and round, knowing fully well that everybody will just go and blame Mr. President because Mr. President is Fulani.
Interim, let there be something that can be done to immediately come over these security issues that is becoming a serious national security in Nigeria. So this is our position. We are never opposed to settlement. Settlement is the only solution, considering the growing population in the country, considering the enormous demand on the land that doesn't increase.
State governments are requested to study the progress report in Niger State with a view to replicating the impact. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
All right, talking sports now, and Tamara Biwe will guide us.